Hey everybody, it's Emily at ARG Schooling, and welcome back to another episode of Homeschool Tidbits. Welcome back to Build Your Library's Homeschool Tidbits. Today we're doing episode 51, and we're going to be talking about great first read-alouds. In this weekly video series, I will delve briefly into a topic related to homeschooling, and I'll share some of my knowledge and expertise as a longtime homeschooling mother of 4 children, 3 of whom who have graduated and 1 who is a college graduate. Reading aloud to children should start at the very beginning. There are so many fantastic board books and picture books that we read with our babies and toddlers. But now your little one is preschool age and you want to try reading something a bit longer. So what should you read? This question gets asked so frequently, I thought I would go ahead and share a video recommending some titles. So I'm going to recommend you guys 5 fantastic early chapter books that you can read with your 3 to 6-year-old. First, when I look for books to read aloud to very young children, I'm looking for some specific criteria. I want a story that's going to read aloud well, so no stilted dialogue or boring repetition. Those are great for early readers, but not so great for reading aloud. I'm also looking for stories that are fun and captivating and are going to hold your child's attention. And I'm also looking for books that still include plenty of illustrations. So with all of that in mind, let's talk about my recommendations. My first recommendation is a classic, My Father's Dragon by Ruth Stiles Gannett. This classic is a perfect place to start. It's everyone's favorite first read aloud. It's also first in a trilogy, so you're going to have more to read if they enjoy the first book. This is a story of Elmer Elevator's trip to a strange island where he's going to rescue a baby dragon. He has many adventures with various wild animals that he placates with tricks that are very much like a children's MacGyver. This is a charming, memorable story. My next recommendation is Calpurnia Tate, Girl Vet, Skunked, and the rest of the series as well. And this is by Jacqueline Kelly. I adore the book, The Evolution of Calpurnia Tate. I read it shortly after it was released, and it is still one of my top 10 favorite read-alouds of all time. Calpurnia just has such a great voice, and it's oh so read-aloudable. So I was curious to check out the early chapter book version of one of my favorite characters, and these are just so endearing. Not only do they read aloud really well, but if you have a child who is interested in animals, this is going to be their new favorite series. Calpurnia and her brother Travis have a love for animals, and each book is about their wildlife adventures, like rescuing baby skunks or helping a sheep to give birth. So there are several books in the series you can enjoy, and then when they're older, you can introduce them to the original book. Next up, I want to talk about Sydney and Taylor Explore the Whole Wide World, and this is by Jacqueline Davies. I adore animal books, and the Sydney and Taylor series harkens back to some of my favorites like Frog and Toad and Owl at Home. Best friends Sydney the skunk and Taylor the hedgehog go on an adventure in this book, and I just love the full color illustrations. It feels like you're reading a picture book, even though it's 80 pages long and broken into chapters. So this makes for a perfect first step up from picture books to chapter books. Also, the language is lovely. Big words are introduced with ease, and the writing flows really well. Then we have Zoe and Sassafras. The first book is Dragons and Marshmallows, and this is by Asia Citro. This is another long-running series, so if you enjoy the first one, you'll have plenty more reading ahead of you. Zoe loves science, and one day she discovers that she can see magical creatures, and they all need her help. So she uses the scientific method to solve all their problems. And in this way, it's kind of similar to Calpurnia Tate, except in this case, all of the creatures are make-believe. This is such a fun series, and your child will absolutely fall in love with Zoe and her cat Sassafras. And my last recommendation is going to be Small Tola, and this is by Atanuke. This is such a great story to introduce a new culture to your children. Tola lives in Nigeria with her family, and this book includes 3 short stories, each about different adventures in Tola's life. Tola is the smallest in her family, and she has many adventures like shopping at the market with her grandmommy, or helping to bring in water from the pump when the faucet breaks, or celebrating holidays like Easter and Eid. Currently, there are 3 books available in this series. The most recent one came out in March, so I hope it will be another long-running series because it's such a great one. So those are my recommendations. Let me know down below in the comments what are some of your favorite first read-alouds to share with your younger children. If you found this video to be helpful, I hope you'll check out Build Your Library curriculum. Build Your Library is a secular, literature-rich homeschool curriculum inspired by Charlotte Mason's philosophy of education. Based on nearly 20 years of homeschooling, I created the curriculum that I wished I'd had when I first started homeschooling my children. I have spent thousands of hours cultivating the best literature to enhance your children's studies. Our lesson plans make homeschooling simple. Just open them up, gather your books, and go. Our easy-to-use lesson plans include everything you need to homeschool. Just add math. Choose from our full-year K-12 levels, as well as our fun topical units, studies, and our newest product, Lit Bites. With Build Your Library, you will cultivate a home library filled with captivating literature, and you'll raise children who become lifelong learners. So snuggle up with our lesson plans and a good book or 3 and have your best homeschool year ever. Every month at Build Your Library, we host a giveaway. This month, we're giving away a free prehistory unit study. There are a whole bunch of ways to enter, and one of them is a code. And this month's code is Let's Read. I'm going to link more information about the giveaway below in the description. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this tidbit to be helpful. Come back next week for more homeschooling inspiration. Until then, happy reading. Bye.